Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI. I'm Elaine Chang-Baxter, the Director of Partnerships for Montgomery County Public Schools. With us in the studio today is Diego from Identity. He is the Executive Director. This is a nonprofit organization that has been serving our Latino youth and families in Montgomery County for over 20 years. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Can you tell us what Identity is?
Our mission is to support Latino youth and families to reach their highest potential. Mm-hmm. We do that in many different ways. We focus on three main areas: educational supports, social and emotional supports, and workforce and employment services. We work with young people which are 7 years old to 25, and we don't only work with them, but we work with the entire family. So if a young person comes to Identity, we work with the parents, we work with the siblings, etc. All of our programs are supported by case management, by mental health services, substance abuse prevention services. We have a big recreational and engagement component, and we have a very strong parent component. And the work that we do with parents has to do in the support of their children's education, and also we work with the parents to enhance their leadership capacity so they can advocate on behalf of their children and on behalf of their communities.
Do you require parents to be involved? Do you have some students who don't have the parents that are involved with you? Do you require that of them?
So that's what, when we work with Latino youth and families, families is whatever a family is to that young child. Maybe it is an uncle, maybe it's an aunt, maybe sometimes it's a friend, because we do serve young people who are homeless and who do not have parents or blood relatives. So families, whatever they make it.
Okay. Can you share with us how Identity provides academic support for students?
Yes. So we have programs at all levels. In elementary school, we focus a lot on reading. We have a very, very good program. We work inside the schools, after school or before school, before school. And we have a very strong reading program. We work with young people, sometimes are a few grades behind, and we do reading that is culturally competent. We read books that might be of their interest. We involve their parents. We work in small groups individually, and young people catch up. Sometimes within 3-4 months, they're reading on grade level. Sometimes they are reading at the next level. We also work with the older young people who might have dropped out of school. We have GED classes, both in English and Spanish, and we also do basic literacy for those whose native language is not English, and they need to strengthen their Spanish skills in order to then be able to learn English.
Okay, thank you. What are some challenges that our Latino youth and families are facing?
We as a community face many challenges. The fact that economic opportunities do not abound for our community. The fact that we have families who reunify after many years of not being together. Poverty is a big issue. And probably the biggest issue and the biggest opportunity is education, because education is a ticket away from out of poverty. But if we look at our outcomes are quite bad. So that's why one of the key services that we provide is the advocacy. We work very, very closely with the school system, with the unions, and with anyone who wants to work with us to try to improve the system so they can better serve the Latino population. And the fact was that we had not been very successful in the past. So over the past few years, we started a relationship with the NAACP, and this relationship really came to its height a few weeks ago when we had the first Black and Brown Forum for Educational Equity and Excellence. Why? Because Black and Brown students combined make up 54% of MCPS' student population. So when we combine both populations, it's hard for people to say no to us, particularly when we have been at the receiving end of some of the worst statistics. No, our communities are the ones affected the most by the achievement gap. So our challenge are the parents, both black and brown and poor, have lots of challenges to get engaged, no, in the children's education, to be engaged with MCPS, with a particular school, but also with the system. So we have been working a lot with the NLCP to educate our parents as to what the statistics are, about the importance of their involvement, and to really bring these two communities together in a grassroots way to, it's not just the system, but to talk to MCPS, but also the unions, but also the MCCPTA, to everyone, to the county council, to the Board of Education, even to the county executive, about the need to put all students first, particularly black, brown, and poor. Because if we are not part of the solution, then there will be no solution.
Sure, sure. What are some accomplishments that Identity has accomplished and maybe vision to work towards, you know?
So we have made tremendous strides in the three areas that I mentioned. With young people, with the social emotional supports to them and their families, families that otherwise would not have survived, got services and they stabilized. Young people who were behind in reading are no longer, and some of them actually were asked to skip a grade. So in terms of workforce and employment, many young adults got their GEDs and got, through a partnership that we have with Montgomery College, got certifications that allow them to have sustainable living wages.
Sure.
That basically put them in the middle class, and it changed the trajectory for them and for their families.
Right.
So we have lots of accomplishments,
Right.
but system-wide, our community is not much better today than it was 15, 20 years ago. And that's why we must work with the systems, with the educational system, with health and human services, with recreation, with economic development and economic and workforce development. Those are key for our community to really have a path, no, towards becoming a part of the middle class, and contribute even more, because we contribute now, but contribute even more to Montgomery County and its future.
How widespread is Identity support in our
we
county?
serve around 3,500 young people, plus their families. So sometimes you're talking about 12,000 people. We are throughout the county. We are down county, mid county, up county. We also have a program at the correctional facility, and we help with social reinsertion. So, but most importantly, I think our reach gets a lot wider because of the partnerships that we have with other nonprofits. An example is the NAACP, the relationship that we have with MCPS. If we can make one change in MCPS, that affects thousands and thousands of young people in a way that we can't. The same thing with HHS, etc. So one of the best ways in which we work is in partnership. The other thing that's very important is that we are a data-driven organization. And we collect data up the wazoo, and we do not just keep the data, but we use the data to inform policymakers, the board, the council, anyone. And that, we hope, triggers policy changes and program changes that then have a better impact on the community we serve.
So how does a family go about, or a youth watching this program go about accessing Identity?
The majority of people just come self-referred to Identity because we have deep roots in the community, but they can look at our website, identity-youth.org, and then contact us, and someone will reply to them.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on this program and making it us aware of the needs that are out there, the high-level needs that are out there.
Well, MCPS is a tremendous partner with us. You are phenomenal. But truly, MCPS has opened the doors to us and to others in a way that has been nothing but amazing.
Good.
So we look forward to continue working with you.
Good. And I love how you say anybody that wants to help, you guys are open to that. It's just that simple.
We are indeed, yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I'm Elaine Chang Baxter, Director of Partnerships. Join us next time on FYI.